Jay Buchsbaum back with our good friend, of course, Gabe Geller, and master mixologist and manager, Jason Friedman. Listen, you know that we're in the wine business, but a lot of people don't know that we're in the spirits business too. So we asked Jason to take some of our spirits and really mix it up and see what we can do. So what's your first?
So my first drink is called Give Me Some Passion. It's a vodka-based cocktail.
And this is a special drink that you created for salt?
For salt, yes. It actually became one of our signature items on our menu. It's our most popular cocktail on our menu. So I use a passion fruit wine, probably about 2 to 3 ounces of the wine.
Now the passion fruit wine is from Murad.
Yes.
Gershon Bodner.
Yes, and the passion fruit puree, it's a tongue twister. I use about 2.5 ounces of that. The Murad passion fruit wine, it's probably about just about a half ounce. There is a little passion fruit wine that I mix into the puree to soften up the puree. And I do.
What kind of vodka is that?
This is Lvov.
Okay.
Or Lvov.
Right. So Lvov vodka, which is from Poland, but it's coming from a town that's not far from the border with Ukraine. And Lvov is named after a city in Ukraine called Lviv. And Royal Wine has been donating the proceeds of Lvov sales to the refugees in Ukraine.
So that's the cocktail, and I do garnish it. Use a little of the dragon fruit as a nice garnish to add a little color to it.
Cool.
That looks amazing.
And then we finish it off with a edible flower.
You actually can pop that in your mouth.
Absolutely, yeah. And then usually I drop a straw in there for the customer, but that's our Give Me Some Passion.
Okay, so Jason, what's next up?
So the next one, I'm gonna do the Old Fashioned, which we're gonna use a Boondocks rye, which is very popular at Salt. We use it all the time.
Now, Boondocks is known for their bourbon. They have a rye too.
Absolutely, yes. So with this drink, that's the Boondocks. So this drink is served in a rocks glass with a cube.
Gabe, can you give us any insights into the Boondocks rye?
Of course. So Boondocks, is a great company that produces amazing American whiskey and rye. The master distiller behind it is Dave Church, who is a legend in the industry. And this is just an amazing rye that people should know about. It's got a Herrscher on it. It's amazing, and I'm sure that the cocktails that Jason makes with it are absolutely incredible.
When are they going to make a kosher of a Pesach rye? I don't think so, right?
Yep, unlikely.
So you got rye in there. You've got orange. You got an orange slice in there.
So I have an orange slice. I use a maraschino cherry, a real maraschino cherry.
Not the
ones that make your teeth red. And then I top it off with my own homemade walnut maple simple syrup. Just this little splash of the maple syrup in there. I take my muddler. I give that a quick muddle to mash the orange, to mash the grape to the cherry.
Oh, so it all comes together.
Exactly, yes. And then.
So it's not the maraschino cherry and the orange are not garnishes. They're actually part and parcel of the flavor of the drink.
Correct, yes.
There you go.
With the sweetness of the cherry, a little bitter of the orange mixed together with the rye makes a fantastic
And you put the orange
cocktail.
in with the peel, so you get some of that.
I shake it, I strain it over the fresh cube, I garnish it with a orange twist, and I just do a spritz of a chocolate bitters.
And again, this is a signature drink of salt.
Correct, yes.
It's not in a book somewhere.
No, this is my old-fashioned recipe.
So old-fashioned, there's plenty of old-fashions, but none this is in this kind of combination.
Correct, yes.
And what did you just spritz?
So I spritzed a little chocolate bitters in there. Just kind of gives a nice bittersweet taste to the cocktail.
You think people who like chocolate would appreciate that?
Yeah, it's not a strong chocolate flavor. It is a little bitter, obviously, because it is a bitter. But it is very good, and anyone that's trying to start off drinking ryes or bourbons, this is a great cocktail to start off
I've never
with.
seen that before. What is that?
So this is just a little baby
Clothespin?
Yeah, a little tiny clothespin. If the customer wants to keep it in the glass, take it out. It just adds a nice little.
You see, Jay, what's amazing about Jason's work is that we see just in front of our eyes how he actually, creates the drink and adds the complexity to it.
Right.
That's the big difference, with wine, where all the
It's not just the ingredients; it's the artistry of putting it all together.
Yeah.
Great job. What's up next?
Next, I'm going to do a Caliente paloma.
Caliente. Caliente means hot, right?
Exactly.
Mucho
yes.
caliente.
Mucho caliente. Yeah.
How do you make?
So what I do is I just add 2 fresh jalapenos to it, and I don't muddle it because I don't want it to get it too spicy. I think by shaking it with the ice muddles it to some extent, and I think that's good enough for the cocktail. So I put the jalapenos in there. I add a touch of agave nectar, which adds a little sweetness to the cocktail.
Right.
I add probably about a ½ ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice that we squeeze here.
So that also kicks up a little acidity,
Correct, yes.
right?
And then
Lemon acidity or lime acidity.
and then I use our fresh squeezed ruby red grapefruit juice, and
There's
that's
a little
probably
bitterness too.
correct. About 1.5 ounces of that.
bitterness, flavor, sweetness a little bit.
Our awesome tequila, Padre Azul. It's a reposado.
Padre Azul.
Padre Azul.
I love the package.
It's a great
I wonder how it's
bottle.
going to taste.
Beautiful bottle.
Yeah, really.
The leather on here actually is from the Mexican wrestlers back in the day. This was their mask that they used. So it actually has the.
How much of that do you put in?
I put 2 ounces of this into the cocktail.
Oh, so this is a pretty rich cocktail.
Yeah, it definitely has got some kick to it, but with all the juices and acidity to it,
Right, it kind of evens
it
that out.
offsets a little bit. So I just a little quick shake in there.
Padre Azul is one of those amazing premium tequila. It's made from 100% agave, of course, in Mexico. And it's really a great line of tequilas. If you haven't tried it yet, you really should check it out.
And I like what you did with the Himalayan salt. Why is it only on half of the glass?
I give the customer an option. If they don't want the salt, they don't have to drink it with the salt. And if they do want the salt,
They can drink it right
they
from
can
that
drink it with the
spot.
salt.
All right.
With the garnish on this, I use a dehydrated grapefruit.
This is like actual fresh grape juice that you do here and then you dehydrate it here?
Correct, yes. We dehydrate all of our fruits here. A lot of our garnishes for some of our all of our cocktails, we do in-house.
Okay, what's up next?
I'm gonna do a mezcal-based cocktail, and we're just doing a simple take on a mojito, but we're gonna, instead of a typical mojito is made with rum, we're gonna use mezcal. Zyman mezcal, beautiful bottle as well. We got a panther on top.
Zyman.
Zyman,
Spelled
yes.
X-I-A-M-A-N.
It's delicious. It's more of a sipping mezcal than any other mezcals that we serve here. A lot of them are shots and stuff like that. This is more of a sipping, finer mezcal.
Now, Gabe, do you know anything about mezcal?
I have to admit, I have no idea. No, I don't.
So Jason, why don't you...
So
What's the difference between mezcal and tequila?
So mezcal is actually made in the ground. It's made with the agave inside in the ground, and it's got more earth tones to it. Kind of like wine has earth tones. This has more sandstone earth, a little soil in there, a little smokiness in the drink. So with the lime, with the mint and the sugar, kind of offsets everything, and it makes it really nice.
Let's see it, baby.
All right. So what I'm gonna do for the mojito is I'm gonna add 3 limes. I'm gonna add about 4 to 5 pieces of fresh mint.
Oh, I love fresh mint.
Usually if you smack it, kind of opens up the essence of the mint in there. I add a touch of simple syrup just to give it a little sweetness.
Simple syrup is basically sugar, but it's in liquid form, right?
Correct. It's equal parts sugar and water.
Okay.
So I use the Zyman mezcal. About 2 ounces of the mezcal.
Oh, and you muddle it.
And I muddle it. I mash everything up together.
So it really squeezes out the flavors.
Correct, yes. Shake that up. Grab my highball glass. add this to the glass. Got a beautiful color to it. And then I just top it off with a little soda water.
And it looks refreshing. It looks
delicious.
like a really
It's
great summer drink.
It's a great summer cocktail.
And we're here at the summer, and we're here at the beach, and we're here at the boardwalk here at Salt Bar. Okay, I'm going to challenge you. You didn't know about the one I'm going to ask for, but one of my favorite drinks is and this is the proper martini is a gin martini.
Correct.
So the original martini was a gin martini, not vodka. So I want a sour apple gin martini. And I think we have a gin from our portfolio.
We do. We have our, where is it? We have Dead Drop Gin.
Okay. So I want a sour apple gin martini, very well shaken.
All right.
And I want you to tell people why I asked for very well shaken and what difference that makes.
All right. So when you really shake a martini, the original martini was supposed to be stirred, not shaken. So when you shake a martini, you're getting you're kind of muddling and crushing all that ice into the cocktail, and it's really making that drink really super cold, easier to drink, easier to digest.
Go ahead, go for it.
All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of the apple pucker liqueur. So I'm gonna do 1 ounce of the apple pucker liqueur. It's a very sweet alcohol, so you don't have to add too much to it. We add 2 ounces of the Dead Drop Gin.
Now the Dead Drop Gin is a very interesting story. You know the story behind Dead Drop?
So Dead Drop was started by a bunch of fellows. One of them is Yitzi Weiss from Chicago, is a real estate developer. And the reason they became recently famous, in the community, is they developed also a line of great kosher for Pesach gin and vodka, and it's really very high quality product, and it's a perfect for the cocktails.
There's a whole
that,
story
Jason is
behind it
making.
about how during the Prohibition era, they are in the place where they used to have the dead drop, which from what I understand is something about where they dropped off either the money or the gin.
Yeah.
To kind of get into the marketplace.
So now I'm gonna, since you want it super cold, I'm gonna shake it for a few seconds.
Okay.
And then we're gonna strain it right into our chilled martini glass.
There you go. Now I saw you had ice in the glass. I thought that was going to be, I was going to drink that, but really it was just there
just to keep
chill,
exactly
chill the
to make
glass.
that glass chilled, so the cold liquid is not going into a warm glass.
Let's see if he passes
So
the
normally
test.
that would
Let's
be
see.
enough time, but I want to make sure I do it right.
He's trying. I'm telling you, I've had this gin martini all over the world. In Dubai and in China and in, of course, Manhattan and throughout the United States. Oh, the color is right. Color is right.
There you go.
And in this drink, I added the apple pucker, we added the Dead Drop Gin, and what's given it that nice foam texture is I just added a little fresh sour mix to the cocktail, and that adds a little nice sour flavor to
This is a heck of a way to end. Let's hope it tastes as good as it looks. Baruch
Fingers
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niyeh bidvaro.
Amen. Actually going to have this one. Oh,
Wow. Perfect.
good.
Perfect.
Great.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to
Pleasure.
Salt.
Appreciate
and
that. Thank you very
to all
much.
of you listening out there. Got a lot of good spirits from our friends at Royal.
Yep.
Here's to you.
Chaim Jay.
L'chaim.
Cheers.
Chaim Jason.